Good evening, I'm Jay Scott, and here's what's happening. In her lifetime, she was known as the last of the great Hollywood stars, but tonight, Bette Davis is dead at the age of 81 after a long battle with cancer, and Hollywood and the world is mourning her death. Davis starred in 80 films and was remembered as a gifted and brilliant performer. Former President Reagan said today, Bette Davis touched us as few have touched us. What a loss, said Olivia de Havilland. Angela Lansbury called her a perfectionist. Davis waged a long battle against cancer that ended at the American Hospital in Paris. It was after a film festival in Spain that Davis appeared before the cameras one last time, and her memories were of Hollywood.
When I arrived in Hollywood, they did not know what to do with my different kind of thing. They did not know. It took a long time for them to get used to it.
It was back in April that Bette Davis was in Manhattan, honored by the Lincoln Center Film Society, a group she told, "I'd love to kiss you, but I just washed my hair." Joel Siegel was there that night and had this look back at a life and a career.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
A signature line from one of her great films, and the line pretty much describes her career. She just left Warner Brothers. She thought she was through in Hollywood when she got a call to star in All About Eve and mix it up with a very young Marilyn Monroe, who didn't have a prayer. A dozen years later, her 30s and 40s box office rival Joan Crawford didn't have a prayer either. And Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, an excellent film and one for which Ms. Davis thinks she deserved her third Oscar. Her last feature, she played Lillian Gish's blind sister in Whales of August. This is Bette Davis at 22. Universal sent her home. She had no sex appeal. After 9 months in Hollywood, she thought she was through. But then she signed with Warner Brothers, where she would rule Hollywood for 18 years. But unhappy with the parts with the films like Fashions of 1934. Yes, that's Bette Davis disguised as Greta Garbo. She did the unheard of. She walked out on her contract. The courts ruled she had to go back to work, but she'd made her point. And this is one of the first films she made when she came back. She'd fought for more natural-looking makeup, more than 2 takes per scene. The studio didn't like that. Film cost money. And better parts. And Jezebel won her second Oscar. Then a decade of classic films, classic performances. Here she realizes she's going blind in Dark Victory.
It's getting darker every second. It's funny, I can still feel the sun on my hands.
From the dramatic Bette Davis to the romantic Bette Davis. A cigarette or two with Paul Reed from Now Voyager, where she played a quick scene with a very young Warner Brothers contract player from the studio's B-list. And the unforgettable Bette Davis, fiercely independent, accent on fierce.
And after you kiss me, I always used to wipe my mouth. Wipe my mouth!
All right, quiet, country. This big, fat movie star, press a button, ring a bell, and you think the whole damn world comes running, don't you?
Joel Siegel, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. Bette Davis dead at the age of 81.
Incredible lady. The daughter of another famous actress spent this night in jail. Jane Fonda's daughter, Vanessa Vadim, was arrested yesterday in Manhattan on drug charges. She was released today after pleading innocent. And Celeste Ford has details.
A drug-ridden...
Bette Davis continues now with Channel 2's Jane Tillman Irving on local reaction to the loss of a legend.
Card printed. What happens in the next reel? Do I get dragged off screaming to the snake pits?
Those eyes, that nervous energy, all those fabulous roles. When Bette Davis was on the silver screen, it was sterling. Some New Yorkers found out about her death from us.
I really didn't know that. Oh, gee. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Outside the Biograph on West 57th, where one of Davis's movies will be shown tomorrow, fan Judson Fountain said Davis was one of the greats.
The mark of any great actor or actress is to pick the roles and the parts that they know they're capable of. And I think that's what really makes her so great.
Dissolved herself into every part. She made every part as believable as possible.
Critics and fans alike agree that part of what made Bette Davis so extraordinary was her understanding of what made a good role, and having found that good part, her willingness to throw herself into it, whatever it required.
There's a wonderful sequence in Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte where she has a sort of nervous breakdown on screen, and she's not concerned about the dignity of Bette Davis. She's concerned this is what the character would do. And it's not about narcissism, it's not about vanity, it's not about, you know, being sort of this glamorous creature. It's about telling the truth in acting.
Actress Colleen Dewhurst told of meeting Davis just once and being invited to play bridge.
I said, well, I'd love to. She said, you can call me, and turned to this man and said, give her the number. And I was like, give her the number? I'll have Bette Davis's number. And then she walked away and then suddenly turned around, came back and said, by the way, when you call me, a maid will answer.
What do you think I asked you here for? Company?
Bette Davis was a true original, part of Hollywood's golden era, and it's corny and a cliche to say they don't make them like that anymore, but really, they don't. In Manhattan, Jane Tillman Irving, Channel 2 News.